So, dealing with arrears, this is another area I've had lots of conversations about recently. So, my first question for any landlord would be, if your tenant didn't pay their rent tomorrow morning, would you actually know what to do? Do you have a process, or would you be making it up as you go along? As I've seen that happen quite regularly over the conversations I've had over the last couple of weeks. Do you have rental statements that clearly show what you've been paid and what's outstanding? Because if you don't, the arrears become much more difficult. As you'll know, the rules have changed now, so it's now 3 months in arrears before you can use one of the mandatory possession grounds. So first few months of any arrears becomes absolutely critical. So most arrears really do end up being a negotiation, but really my point on this slide is, can you evidence what has been agreed? Have you kept notes? And finally, have you got the right insurance in place? We probably sound like a broken record because we mention insurance probably time and time again on our webinars, but it's amazing how many landlords just don't realise what they are covered for and what they're not covered for until they make a claim. So please, it's worth checking rather than finding out when it's too late. And as we keep saying, if you haven't got it, you should be taking out rental protection insurance.
Yeah, and also, I suppose in some respects with the arrears, Steph, I mean, do you remember the lady who went around to the house every month to collect the rent in cash?
Oh, yeah, that I went and actually saw her today because we're taking on that property today. And yeah, she had a tenant in her property, an elderly lady. She'd been in the family for, it was about 50 years. And because this tenant, they'd been in multiple family properties, she's then gone into her apartment, and the tenant wanted her to come round at a certain time on the last Friday of every month, knock on the door and collect cash as the rent. And the landlord did it. The landlord did it for 10 years. And yeah, very interesting. Let's just say she got a slapped wrist, and she will not be doing that again now that we're taking over management. But yeah, the stories that I come across are crazy. That's
but all
these
people, they're not what you would class as a rogue landlord,
oh my
are
gosh,
they?
not at all. I mean, with any landlord that we take over, a new landlord, obviously we do like I do a health check just to make sure compliance wise we're all in place. And you know, she had everything. She had the gas certificate, she had the electrical certificate. It was just the rent she would go around and knock every month in cash. But again, the documents, because this tenant was elderly, she just delivered everything in person. And it's like, the problem is there's just no record of it. There is no record that rent had been, you know, even paid. And yeah, crazy. But she wasn't a bad landlord. She was lovely. She just didn't understand the consequences of what she was doing.